feel like I've completely lost the inertia that I had starting this year and starting this channel. Spent 10 days without really doing anything productive when I had been doing really well before. And when you're consistently doing things well, it's a lot easier to continue because the difference between doing everything right and then doing one thing wrong is massive. But the difference between doing one thing wrong and doing two things wrong is tiny. So it becomes you completely, once you make one mistake, you really lose your incentive not to make another. The lockdown is the lockdown has been prolonged, and that really demotivated me a lot because that was a deadline for me, because I thought the lockdown was going to end imminently, so I had to do my best before then. I had to take advantage of being able to leave the house at night undisturbed. But now it seems like it's just going to be endlessly prolonged, so I no longer have that urgency. I made that Twitter account really just to promote my channel, but eventually I've been using it much more than I thought, and that's kind of fulfilled a bit the need that I created this channel for in the first place, and that's not really a good thing, because at the end of the day this channel is much more likely to actually give me what I might want than that account. And most importantly, I really hated my last video because it was about a subject that is about a subject that is somewhat important to me, and I had thought about this thing for a long time, but then when I made the video, I just rambled about it, and it's the same with all my videos, but with this video, it felt particularly bad because it was a subject that I was more interested in and had dedicated a lot more time to thinking about. I think no matter what you do, it's always a failure, because it's always inferior to the ideal version of what it could have been. So for you can give up and say, oh, it's never going to be good enough, so why try? But that doesn't really make much sense to me, because of course things are never going to be good enough. That's the starting point. You've got to accept that to get anywhere, obviously. But there's a huge difference between failing worse or failing better. So the fact that things are never going to be good enough is not really something that makes me that I find particularly disturbing. Or you can do the opposite and delude yourself into believing, no, actually, the ideal version of this will happen. It will come true. But the problem with that is it makes you really afraid of trying, because you know how hard that is. And maybe deep down you know that it's impossible. So therefore you want to preserve the fantasy, as I talked about in the other video. Or you can say, I'm going to settle for my best, so you understand, yeah, my best is not the ideal version of what this could be. My best is much, much lower than that. My best is actually very, very low. So we're settling for it. But nevertheless, just because my best is low, that doesn't mean I shouldn't do my best. Just because I can do very little, that's not a reason not to do it. In fact, it's the opposite. The fact that I can only do very little is a strong reason to do it. Because you're like, there's so little I can do, I'm not even going to do that. And that's really how I felt when making my last video. I thought, there's so little I can do, and the little I might have to offer. So there's a subject I've thought about a lot, and and YouTube exists, so it's the perfect place for someone who's thought about something but isn't really that intelligent or educated, but just wants to talk about it. So it's like, so you have just this small thing you can do, and you're not even going to make it the best it could be. So it's like, don't have anything to offer really. All I can offer is I can try to say something, and what I have to say is not too interesting. So therefore, the little I do have to say, I should say it in the best way I can, right? Because if you're not even going to do that, then what the hell? Like, if like, it's almost like the lower your potential, the more obscene it is to waste it. Because like, if you have massive potential and you achieve 50% of it, it's like, well, at least that's pretty decent. 50% of massive potential is pretty good. But achieving 50% of a tiny percentage, sure, it's like, you should realize how little you could do, and that should have made you much more desperate. Oh, well, the problem with this though is that doing your best is actually extremely hard. It's almost as hard as trying to achieve the delusion of perfection. In fact, it can be even harder, maybe, than trying your best can be harder than aspiring for perfection. Because if you aspire for perfection, at least you have this incredible image at the end motivating you, an image that will never come true, but at least that could be something really motivating. Whereas aspiring for your best, when your best is not much, and it's still extremely hard, can be not that inspiring. So then you can, there's a fourth option, which is settle for anything. Just say, okay, look, giving up is not worth it. Aspiring for perfection or aspiring for your best, it's not working. So therefore, let's just do anything. Just do anything. Just do something. Anything. And that's why I started making this channel, because I decided, yeah, the videos won't be good. Just do anything. And I guess that worked. But after making this last video, it became much harder to accept that just doing anything, because the problem with just doing anything is it's actually very exciting at the beginning when you say I'm just going to do anything. When you say, look, just talk to these people, just talk, just do anything. Yeah, you're going to look like an idiot, just do it. Or just make a video. Yeah, you're going to look like an idiot, just do it. Or just read a book. Yeah, you're not going to understand 95% of it, but just do it. And when you actually just do it and you understand that 5%, or when you actually just do it and you have a conversation with someone and most of it is terrible, but there is a part that's good, or when you actually just do it and you make a video and yeah, you don't hold the camera properly, and I haven't showered in 10 days, and my skin looks terrible, and I'm stuttering, and not explaining myself very well, but I'm actually doing something. So that feels cool. But after you've done it just for a very, very short while, that feeling goes away. And you remember, wait, why the hell isn't this better again? Wait, why the hell are my standards higher again? And particularly when something so clearly could have been better, that's when doing anything, settling for anything becomes so hard. With my last video, when I looked at it and it so clearly could have been better, unlike the previous videos, which could have obviously been better, but not in such an easy way. Then it becomes hard even to just do anything. It starts, you completely lose your will, because you think, well, if I just do anything and I continue to just do anything, well, when will I stop just doing anything? When will I try to do more than just do anything? Because if I'm just doing anything now, well, then next time I'm just going to do anything too, and next time I'm just going to do anything too, and all the videos are going to be crap, and all my interactions with other people are going to be crap, and everything is going to be equally bad, because there's never going to be any reason to stop just doing anything. There's never going to be any reason to try to do better. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't really know what is the best attitude, but for now, I'm settling for anything, as you can see with this video. I've decided I want to commit to leaving the house every night until the lockdown ends. And I'm not saying I'm going to make a video every night. I'm just going to leave, and some nights make a video, and some I won't. But every day I'm going to go out. Well, see you later. Thanks for watching, and sorry.